So the SKU dilemma, what even really is a SKU, right? SKUs are everywhere. Everyone knows what SKUs are, and SKUs are great. SKUs work very, very well if, for example, selling t-shirts, I might have 5 or 10 shirts. They might come in 5 sizes. I might have 5 or 10 materials. It's not a ton of SKUs, just a few dozen SKUs. And if I get a few more t-shirts or a few more colors next year, not a lot of maintenance, not a lot of effort to actually create those new SKUs and support that type of product. But we all know that products can be much more configurable, much more customizable than that. And our traditional systems, our PIMs to our e-commerce, even our selling tools like our CRMs and whatever opportunity management, those product catalogs, those e-commerce catalogs are going to be very flat in nature. And that's going to require me to create a SKU for any sellable item. And it makes sense, again, if I'm going from a one-to-one relationship from PIM to CRM to order management to e-commerce and to a shopping cart. But again, that's going to be very limiting. Just take very simply the chair that we're all sitting in right now. It can have 10 different arm styles. It can have 10 different headrests. It can have 10 different casters or wheels or gliders. And even that right there, that's already 1,000 different sellable combinations of just the physical chair. But now I add in 1,000 fabrics. I've all of a sudden hit 1 million different combinations of just a single chair. Spread that across an entire catalog of dozens, if not hundreds of actual chairs and products. I've got hundreds of millions, if not billions of permutations. Some of our customers even into the trillions and even quintillions of permutations. And of course, by no means is there any way to support that from a simple SKU structure standpoint. Again, not only the creation of those millions of SKUs, but what am I going to do with all of that data? I might sell 20 of those chairs. What happens to the other 999,980 SKUs? It's a lot of overhead. It's a lot of waste. It's certainly impractical and certainly very difficult to maintain. So how do we solve that? It's actually what Ash was talking about, right? It's configuration. So we want to take those roles, we want to take those attributes, and we want to turn it into an actual configurator so that the user can dynamically build up whatever it is that they want and really represent exactly how your products can be sold and how you want to sell them. Just taking a customer example of ours, they sold vanities and sink cabinets and the sink countertop that goes on top of it. And when we were trying to size that project out, we asked for the number of products and the customer reacted, well, we can't even begin to count. We've got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of SKUs already. And that hardly represents even a fraction of what we can sell. And they said, that's great. We didn't really want the number of SKUs. We literally want the number of physical things that you can sell. So when we actually started to peel back that onion and kind of decompose everything into just the physical sellable components, it ended up being about 140 things, right? Again, it's just a few different vanities. Those come in a few different sizes. They might have a few dozen different wood stains and finishes. Then you put the sink on top of it. And the sink can have very many different materials and marbles and quartzes and corians and colors. Then you put the fixture on top of it. And then you put the mirror on top of that, on top of the wall with the lights. And so again, it was really just a couple of hundred of individual products with a lot of options. But as you begin to cycle through all of those different combinations, you get into the millions pretty quickly. And even here, what we're looking at on the screen, just taking a very simple cabinet example. Again, the idea is not to build out or model or take images of those hundreds, thousands, millions of individual pieces. Again, what we want to do is decompose everything into its individual physical components, basically the extent to which you can actually configure something. So here I have the different storage styles with a door, with 2 drawers, with 3 drawers, a few different handle types, a few different wood finishes. And you can see, right, as the user begins to configure, we want to see the corresponding visual as well. So we're no longer losing out on the customer experience by limiting what they can even configure. We're no longer limiting what we can sell and taking away from that customer experience.